Okay. Actually, the word function will be keep coming to you. In fact, we cannot avoid even my physics or chemistry or even our daily life. Basically, what is a function? Let's say I have two quantities, y and x. And if I change x, my y will change. Sometimes y may depend on many quantities like some x, some t, some s, some u. If I change any one of them, y changes. Okay. So when one or more quantities are changed, if another quantity changes, we can say this is a function of this, or this is a function of all these things. For example, you can say displacement is a function of time. With the time, displacement changes. We can say velocity is a function of time. You can say velocity is a function of acceleration also. All right. Or if depending on variable acceleration and things like that, whatever it is. Or displacement is a function of acceleration, you can say is a function of time. Or you can say pressure is a function of, or volume is a function of pressure. As you change the pressure, volume changes. Okay, for that matter, anywhere change is involved, okay, then obviously it is a function. Change is involved means you are changing one thing, because of that something else is changing. Okay, so even for example, let us say you have a tank of water and it's connected to some taps, and as you are using water, the level of the water in the tank changes. So you can say the height of the water is a function of time. Okay, so like that, when quantities are involved, we'll talk about that later on. If you have material, I would want everybody to take page number 75 in mains material volume 2. The reason is I don't want to write many definitions. I'll explain it. I may not necessarily write all that. Okay. So before telling about function, I have to tell about two things: Cartesian product and relation. Then I'll come back and tell about function. First one, Cartesian product. Let us say I have two sets, A and B. A cross B, we read this as cross, not into. A cross B is called Cartesian product of A and B. And what is A cross B definition is that it is set of all ordered pairs A comma B such that A belongs to set A and B belongs to set B. If you write an ordered pair where first element is from set A, second element is from set B, all such ordered pairs put together, if you write in a set, that new set is called Cartesian product of A and B. For example, if somebody gives me A is 1, 2, 3 and B is A comma B, then what is A cross B? I have to write many ordered pairs. Where first element is from set A, second element is from set B. So 1 comma A, I took 1 here, A here. 1 comma B, 2 comma A, 2 comma B, 3 comma A, 3 comma B. Will I get any more ordered pairs where first element is from set A and second element is from set B?
No, sir.
No, sir. Only this much. Okay, that's all. We covered everything. Okay, so all possible ordered pairs where first element is from set A, second element is from set B is called A cross B. If somebody wants B cross A, then it is all elements, all ordered pairs where first element is from B, second element is from A. So you can take first this and next this. That will be A comma 1, A comma 2, A comma 3, B comma 1, B comma 2 and B comma 3. Okay, so all possible ordered pairs where first element is from B and second element is from A. That is called B cross C. This is Cartesian product from A to B. This Cartesian product from B to A. We can also have B cross B. B cross B means first element is also from B, second element is also from B. Without writing, anybody want to tell how many ordered pairs will come in B cross B?
4 sir.
4 sir.
Yes. A comma B, B comma A, and B comma B. Where first element is also from set B, second element is also from set B. If you want A cross A, first element is also from set A, second element is also from set A, like 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2, 3 comma 3. We'll get 9 elements. I don't have to write this. Okay, so that is Cartesian product. We don't have to know anything more about it. Okay, just for introducing functions, I have to tell these things. That's right. Later on, we'll study about Cartesian product and the relations in detail. Second year, there's a chapter called relations. At that time, we'll spend a little more time. For the time being, this is sufficient. Okay. One thing that you can notice, generally when I write n of A means the number of elements of set A. N of A cross B. In A cross B, how many ordered pairs are there? The number of elements in A cross B will be n of A into n of B. How many elements are there in A into how many elements are there in B? For example, earlier we got n of A cross B 6 ordered pairs because A has 3 elements, B has 2 elements, 3 into 2 is 6. If you take B cross, you also have 6 elements because B has 2 and A has 3. When you took B cross B, first one has 2, second one has 2, 2 into 2, 4. We got 4 elements. Similarly, if you wanted A cross A, number of elements, it will be 3 into 3, it will be 9. So, number of elements in A cross B is number of elements in A into number of elements in B. Okay. What is a relation? It is not like the word that in English you have a kind of relation, brother, sister, mother, father, that kind of things. Here relation is any subset of A cross B is called a relation from A to B. So any subset of A cross B. Okay. So any subset of A cross B is called a relation from A to B. For example, the same example as earlier, set A is 1, 2, 3 and set B is A comma B. And we already have A cross B having 6 elements, 1 comma A and 1 comma B, 2 comma A, 2 comma B, 3 comma A and 3 comma B. Don't have to write, just now this is a set containing 6 elements. You take any subset of this. Subset means you can take out of this only 1 element or 2 elements or 3 elements or no elements or all 6 elements. Some examples of subsets of A cross B. If somebody takes let us say some S is equal to only 1 comma A. Somebody takes some T is equal to 2 comma A and 3 comma A and 3 comma B. Somebody can take some L is equal to only 2 comma A. And somebody can take all 6 of them. Okay, somebody can take some other M as 1 comma A, 1 comma B, 2 comma A, 2 comma B, 3 comma A, 3 comma B. Somebody can take something as null set, empty brackets. So all these things are subsets of this. What do you mean by subset? Every element here should be there here. All elements here need not be covered there, but this cannot have anything outside this. So this is there in this. All these 3 are there in this. This is also there in this. Of course, null set is also there in this. So all these are subsets of A cross B, and they're all relations from A to B. So any subset of A cross B is called a relation from A to B. Relations, I wrote here in what you call set builder form or roster form, I can say. You can also show in arrow diagram. Let us say I have set A here, set B here, 1, 2, 3 here, A, B here. If somebody want to show only 1 comma A, just connect 1 to A like this. That's all. If somebody wants to choose relation T, 2 can be connected to A, 3 can be connected to A, 3 can be connected to B. If somebody wants to show only L, just connect 2 to A. If you want null set also, just don't connect that. Okay. So any relation, okay, can be shown as arrow diagram, can be shown in roster form. Sometimes I can show in set builder form also. Every set can be written. But the point is very simple. You take A cross B, any subset of that, only one element of that, or 2 or 3 or all of them are null set. All of them are subsets of this. They are called relation from A to B. So these are of different examples of relation from A to B. Okay, so for everybody clear, only we mentioned two things. What is A cross B and what is the relation from A to B? Anybody any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Yes, Saket.
A to B means first A will come, then B will come, sir.
Yeah, correct. Relation from B to A. Relation from B to A means first B will come, next A will come. In every ordered pair, first element is from B, second element is from A. You can have relation from A to A. You can have relation from A to B also.
Sir, here you wrote 1, 2, 3 and there 9. Is that one what, sir?
What? Here, this one.
Yes, sir.
That I was showing all these things in arrow diagram and then I arranged.
Okay, sir.
Sir?
Yes, tell.
Sir, so normally they'll ask they'll give the set of A, they'll give the set of B and they'll tell write some relations.
Yeah, or they'll give some set and ask whether it is a relation or not.
Yes, sir. So whenever they give relation, we should directly find out A cross B and then take some subsets and see if they are matching or not.
Yes, correct. And you don't have to write A cross B. You can make out. Basically, all the first elements should belong to set A. All the second elements should belong to set B. Then it is a relation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'm taking set A as 1, 2, 3 and set B as ABC. One time I connected all of them to A, let us say. Another time I connected 1 to A, 1 to B, 2 to C. Okay. I wrote 4 arrow diagrams here. All of them are the relations from A to B.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All are relations from A to B because Cartesian product means I'll be getting 9 things. 1 comma A, 1 comma B, 1 comma C, 2 comma A, 2 comma B, 2 comma C, 3 comma A, 3 comma B, 3 comma C. In that 9 things, here I covered only 3 things. Here I covered some other 3 things. Here I covered some other 3 things. Thus I'll remove this. Here I covered two things, right? I can connect in a different way. I can connect like this also. Okay. So all these are relations from A to B. Now coming to definition of function. Function is a subset of relation. That means some of the relations are called functions. Now, which relations are called function is, if a relation satisfies two conditions, then it's called a function. What is that? Normally in a relation, it is not compulsory that in set A, we have to use all the elements. For example, here I used 1, 2, 3. Whereas here, I used only 1 and 2, I did not use 3. Here I used all of them. Here also I used only 1 and 2, but I did not use 3. Maybe I can change it. So, in set A, the first set, some elements I may use, some elements I may not use in a relation. But in a function, you should use. In a function, you cannot leave any element. So this is not a function because here 3 is not used. This is not a function because here 2 is not used. So if you want a relation to be function, you cannot leave anything in set A. In set A, everything should be used. Next, no element in set A should be used twice. For example, here I used 1 twice. One is connected to A also, one is connected to B also. No element. Actually, when you connect 1 to A, we say A is image of 1. For 1 image is A. Here for 2 image is C. For 3 image is B. Here 1 has 2 images, A and B. Here 1 has image A, 2 has image C, 3 has image B. Here 1 also has image A, 2 also has image A, 3 also has image A. Reverse is called pre-image. A has pre-image 1, B has pre-image 3, C has pre-image 2. So whenever X is connected to Y, if X here is connected to Y, we say Y is image of X, or X is pre-image of Y. Image of X is Y, pre-image of Y is X. Now, if you want a relation to be function, in the first set, that is set A, every element should be used. And nothing should be used more than once. That means every element should have image. No element can have more than one image. For example, here 1 has 2 images, so it is not a function. Here, no problem. This is also no problem. But here 2 doesn't have image. Now one may say here all are connected to A. That is not a problem with the function. The function doesn't say 2 numbers cannot have same image. No. It says 1 number here cannot have 2 images or more. So this is a function. Everything is used and every element has 1 image only. This is not a function because of 2 reasons. 3 doesn't have image and 1 has 2 images. So it is violating both the conditions, that some element is not used and some element here is having more than 1 image. This is a function. Every element is used and the 2 only once. This is not a function because 2 is not used. I'll give some more examples. You got some clarity which kind of relation is called function?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me give some more examples and last questions. Don't tell before I ask. Okay? Unless I ask, don't tell anything. Okay. First one, is it a function?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Here B, C, D are not used. A is used more than once. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, function mostly doesn't worry about the second set at all. All restrictions are about the first set only. Is everything is used here? And anything is used more than once. So here everything is used without leaving anything. And 1 is used only once, 2 is used only once, 3 is used only once, 4 is used only once. Okay, this is a function, first one. Is second one a function?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. What is the reason why second one is not a function?
He is
All
used
the
many
elements are
times.
not
Element
used.
cannot have more than one image.
It has
Yeah.
multiple images.
One has multiple images, and 2, 3, 4 doesn't have images. It is violating both conditions. Okay, so it is not a function. Is this a function?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here C is used twice, no problem, right?
Yes, sir.
No need, no problem.
Problem. Everything is about text. Here everything is used. 2 can have one image, not a big issue. So it is a function. What about this?
Not
No,
used.
sir.
The function.
Not a,
Not a function because 3 has 2 images, right? Okay. So I am giving arrow diagram where it is obvious to see. Sometimes they can give ordered pairs. Let us say they gave 1 comma A, 3 comma A, and 2 comma B, 1 comma C, and 4 comma D. Okay.
Sir, not a
What?
function.
Not a function.
Not a function because 1 has 2 images. Okay. Even if I remove this, still it may not be a function because they have not told you what is set A, what is set B yet. Maybe set A has 5 in it and here 5 is not mentioned. So anyway, when you write this is A and this is B, for that function, this A is called domain. This is called codomain. And we write F, let us say this whole thing is F, or this is F, whatever. Okay. We write like this. We should read it as F is a function from A to B. This whole thing is one unit. We should read it as F is a mapping from A to B, or F is a function from A to B. This first set is called domain. The second set is called codomain. A is domain and B is called codomain. Next. So you know for sure that in the domain, every element has to be used. You cannot leave anything. If you leave something in the domain, it is not even a function. But you can leave something in the codomain, right? Now, what in the domain, what elements are used? Now, for example, here only A is used. Here, of course, it's not a function, leave it. Here, A, B, C are used, all of them. Let us say this one, I will make it into a function. Okay, let's say I'll remove this. This is a function now. Okay. Here, the codomain is ABCD, but what we used are only ABC. Okay. So what we use in the codomain alone, if you write a set, that is called range. So we are learning 3 words here: domain, codomain, and range. If F is a function from, let us say, set C to set D, or YF, some other name G. If G is a function from set C to set D, set C is called domain, set D is called codomain.
Codomain.
And within set D, what elements we use, that separately if you write a set, that is called range. Range and codomain need not be same, because range is something smaller than codomain. Sometimes it can be equal also. For example, here, what is codomain? Set of ABC. What is a range also? ABC only. So sometimes codomain and range may be equal, sometimes they may not be equal, but range is always a subset of codomain. It has to be less than codomain or equal to codomain, subset.
Sir,
Yes, please.
can you give one example and explain, sir?
Okay, if somebody wants, everybody can write this simple example here. They want. Okay, so if you take this and f is a function from a to b, a is domain of f, b is codomain of f, and if you take only abc without d, what we used in the second set is a range of f. Is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Simply this is domain, this is codomain. Out of that, what we used it, they are called range. And in general, range is subset or equal to codomain.
Sir, that is a symbol for subset, sir.
Yeah, this is symbol for subset.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us see in the book what is the definition. This is page number 75 in the book. I can screen share. It takes some time to find this file. Most of you have material with you, right? Hard copy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let us. Okay. So I don't. Definition. I'm in unmute position only. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sure.
fine. Okay, fine. So let us see third one, first point. The function definition. A relation f from set A into a set B is said to be a function or mapping from A into B if for, this is an important statement, for each x belongs to A, there exists a unique y belongs to B, such that x comma y belongs to the function. That kind of relation is called function. All right. So the main point is initial f is a relation. Relation f is called a function from A to B. Yes. What is the main point? For each x belongs to A, there exists unique y belongs to B, such that f of x equal to y, or x comma y belongs to the function. X comma y belongs to the relation. So here what important is each. So in set A, every element should have image, that is covered here. there exists a unique y belongs to B. Okay, so the x here cannot be connected to many elements. It has to be connected to only one element. Okay. In this definition, nowhere it is mentioned that two numbers can be connected to one number. It's not okay. It is okay. Let's say 5 and 7, 3. How many images 5 have? Only one image.
One, sir.
One image.
So it is unique. How many images 7 has? Only one. This is also unique. Okay. So in the definition, this is not a problem. Okay. So that's all right. So you have to remember this definition. Okay. The relation f is called a function from A to B if for each x belongs to A, there exists unique y belongs to B such that x comma y belongs to the function or the relation. That kind of relations are called functions. Okay. So first I explained what it is, then I'm telling the statement. In the beginning, if I tell the statement, some people may confuse what is this each and all that. With the arrow diagram, I explained what the function means. Okay. Let us see what else is there further. In other words, I'm just continue to read. A relation f from set A into set B is said to be a function or mapping from A into B if two conditions. X belongs to A implies f of x belongs to B. Whenever x is in A, its image f of x should be there in B. The second point I have to explain that if x1 equal to x2 implies f of x1 equal to f of x2. One may say it is quite obvious that whenever x1 and x2 are equal, f of x1 equal to f of x2. Need not be. I'll show you why. Okay, let us say I have two sets and a relation G is connecting from here to here, relation G. Let's say I have number 2. Obviously, I can write 2 equal to 2. That is correct. Just because 2 equal to 2, I cannot say G of 2 equal to G of 2. Why? Let's say 2 is connected to 7, 9, 10. I can write G of 2 is 7. I can write G of 2 is 9. I can write G of 2 is 10. So 2 equal to 2 is correct, but G of 2 need not be equal to G of 2 because this G of 2 may be 7, this G of 2 may be 9. Right? When this kind of the example you are able to create, when G is a relation but not a function. If G is a function, can you create this kind of example?
No, sir, because it should have only one image.
Yeah. So whenever A equal to B, I can safely write f of A equal to f of B, no problem. Provided f is a function. If f is a relation, I cannot write like that. That's why they mentioned there that x1 equal to x2 implies f of x1 equal to f of x2 for all x1, x2 in E. This kind of statement you can only write if f is a function. If f is not a function, sometimes x1, x2 may be same, but f of x1, f of x2 can be different like this. Okay, that is what they are explaining there. Okay, others are all terminology. Whenever x is connected to y, we say y is image of x or y is f image of x or g image of x, depending on which function. With respect to what function it is image. Let us another function is h. Because of h, x and y are connected, let us say. Then we say y is h image of x or x is pre-image of y according to the function h. Okay, that is some terminology. I want to ask one more question. Or they tell something. It's okay. Let's say f is a function like this, connecting from here to here. What is f of 1?
A.
A.
F of 2 is A. f of 3 is B, f of 4 is C, and f of 5 is D. No, f of 5 is also C. Okay. This is set A and this is set B. I am going to take set C as 1, 3. I am going to take set D as 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take set E as 1, 4, 5. I'm going to take set F as 2, 3, 4. If I want f of C, till now I'm asking about f of a number. Now I'm asking about set. What do you mean by f of a set? Is that you take the elements of that set, find the image of this, find the image of this, put it in a set, that is called f of C. So what is f of C will be?
A comma B.
A comma B, yes. For one image is A, for three images is B, so A comma B. What is f of D going to be?
A comma B.
But in a set, you don't have to write A twice. Any element, if it comes repeated, you just write only once. So again, it is also A comma B. This image is A, this image is A, this image is B. But in a set, there is no point in writing anything twice. What is f of E going to be?
A comma C.
Images of 1, 4, 5. Yeah, A, C, C, but C you don't have to write twice. So it is A comma C. And what is f of capital F?
A comma B.
2, 3, 4. So ABC. Yes, it is ABC. What is f of full set A?
A comma B comma C.
C, A comma B comma C. And that is exactly called range, by the way. Right? You take full set A, find their images, only images, put it in one set. Okay. So if somebody asks what is the definition of a range, you can simply tell f of A, nothing else. You take all the images of the domain, put it in one set, that is called range. So you can see that kind of definition here. The third point, within the third one, that is side heading function in that Roman 3. If f a to b is a function, then A is called domain, B is called codomain, and the range of f is nothing but f of x, f of A, capital A. That is f of x such that x belongs to A. You take each element of A, find their images, put it. They also mentioned that f of A is a subset of B. Range is always a subset of codomain. Of course, how many functions are there? They gave a formula. How that formula came right now, I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Maybe you can do that if you want. Okay. I want all of you to draw arrow diagrams. 1 here, 2 here, A here, B here. But you should connect with arrows such a way that it is a function. You should draw all possible arrow diagrams which are functions. Let's say I write only this much. Is it a function?
No,
If I write like this, is it a function? Okay. So try to think of different possible arrow diagrams of a function. I think one is this. You can try on your own.
There are four possibilities.
Yeah, 4 possibilities. Yeah. 1 and 2 both can be connected to A, both can be connected to B, or 1 connected to A, 2 connected to B, or 1 connected to B and 2 connected to A. But actually from here to here, how many relations are possible? That will be a big number. If I connect 1 to A, that's
Four.
all. No, there will these 4 will come, many more will come. These are also relations only, right? Okay, you'll get so many. For example, this is a relation. This is also a relation. 2 is connected to A, that is a relation. 2 is connected to only B, a relation. Like that, we can get so many relations. Actually, it will come around the 16 relations will come. Among the 16 relations, only these 4 relations are functions. The rest of the 12 are not functions. That is because either we will not use 1 or we will not use 2 or we will use 1 to connect to both A and B, things like that. Okay, so there are some formulas about how many functions are there, how many relations are there. We might have mentioned a formula here. How that formula came, you will study in second year. There is a chapter called permutations and combinations. In that chapter, we'll study in detail and questions are given at that time. So right now, we don't have to worry about that so much. Okay. So now there are some simple questions here to decide whether something is a function or not, relation or not. Let us go through the questions. I think we don't have to write much, very quickly we can tell also. Okay, take page number 86. Okay, here they gave very first question. First set is ABCD, set A. Second set is STU, 4 elements here, 3 elements here. They gave one function f. If you want, I can write arrow diagram of that. A, B, C, D, and S, T, U. According to f, A is connected to T, B is connected to S, C is connected to S, D is connected to U. That's all. Is it a function?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Everything is used. Nothing is used twice. Let us see H. According to function or relation H, H of A is S, H of B is T, H of C is S, H of A is U, H of B is U.
Not a function.
Okay, why it is not a function?
A has more than 2 images.
More than one. Okay, A has more than one image. B also has more than one. D is not used. Okay, there are a lot of problems that some elements are not used, some elements are used more than once. That's why H is not a function. Okay, coming to second question. Set A is having 3 elements A, B, C. Set B has 3 elements 1, 2, 3. Option A, is it a function?
No, sir.
Why no?
It has more images.
Multiple images.
Yeah, A has multiple images. And anything else?
All 3 are not used.
B and C are not. No.
B and C doesn't have.
Yeah, B and C are not used. 1, 2, 3 are not an issue. B and C are not used. Yes, correct. Coming to B, option B, why it is not a function?
B is not used.
Images and C doesn't have any.
Yeah, C doesn't have image and B is used twice. Option C, is it a function or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
C used only once, B used only once, C used only once, and A, B, C are used. Option D, why it is
C
not?
is used twice and B is not used.
Yes, correct. Okay. So first and second question, anybody has any confusion or any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Saket, are you clear, Saket?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Jahnavi, are you able to follow? Roll number 73.
Yes, sir.
You are able to follow?
Yes, sir. I'm able to.
Okay, good. Okay, third one. Third question, set A has 3 elements 1, 2, 3 and set B has 4 elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Which of the following relation is not a function from set A to set B? Option A, is it a function?
Yes, sir.
1 is used only once, 2 is used only once, 3 is used only once. In the set B, 1 is used, not used, that is not an issue at all for us. Okay, so option A is function. Option B, is it a function?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there also 1, 2, 3 is used. All are connected to 2, that is not a problem for us. But in set A, every element used only once. Option C, is it a function?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there also number 4 in set B might have not used, that is not an issue for us. In set A, every element is used only once, and that every element is used. Option D, is it a function?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
It is actually 2, 1, 2, 2, and 2, 3. That means 2 has 3 images, and 1 is not used in the domain, 3 is not used in the domain. That's why it is not a function. Okay. So till now the things are given in a way, the roster form kind of thing. But next they are giving like a definition. Of course, I did not tell you what is the identity function. Okay. There are different types of functions. I will be telling in detail later on. Identity function means if every number is connected to itself, image of 1 is 1, image of 5 is 5, image of x is x. If f of x equal to x for all x in the domain, that is called identity function. So here in fourth question, which of the following is an identity function? Option A is obviously identity function. Option B is not, because x can be connected to y or even minus y. That is, x can be connected to x or even minus x also. Whereas option C and D are not correct because x cannot be connected to x. X has to be connected to some number which is less than that or more than that. So option A is correct. B is not correct because it has some additional elements. Okay. Now, even though it is a functions chapter, the questions from 5 to 16, you don't have to know any theory about functions, which can be done just like that. Okay. For example, look at 12th one. Look at 12th question. At the end of the question, they gave f by g of 2. That is two functions. F by g of 2. This actually means f of 2 by g of 2. Find image of 2 with respect to function f by image of 2 with respect to function g. And they mentioned what is f of x and what is g of x. Simply find f of 2, simply find the g of 2 and divide them. Okay. 13th one. What does 13th one means? Finally, the end, what does that means?
For f of 0 plus g of 0 by f of 0 into g of 0.
Yeah, numerator is f of 0 plus g of 0. Denominator is f of 0 into g of 0. That whole thing. Okay. Of course, 14th I have to tell about composite function. Okay. Anyway, so we'll be doing now these questions. Question number 5 to 16. I'm thinking whether we'll do all or alternatively I can do it also. It doesn't need anything about function definition. Okay, it is just putting the x value in the suitable part. That's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are you can write anything you want. I just orally explained. 5th one onwards, I will do odd numbers and you can try even numbers today.
Sir, fourth one I did not understand the meaning of the option, sir.
Oh, option A says all kinds of ordered pairs x comma y where x and y are equal. Okay, and they are real numbers. X and y are real numbers. So I will get all kind of 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3.3 comma 3.3, root 3 comma root 3, all kinds of things. Whereas option B is x can be connected to y provided x square equal to y square. So you can connect 5 to 5, or you can connect 5 to minus 5, or minus 5 to 5, minus 5 to minus 5. This square and if this square are equal, you can connect. As long as the square of x coordinate and square of y coordinate are equal, that ordered pair will be there. Option C says x should be greater than y. That kind of ordered pairs. 7 comma 1, 7 comma 2, 10 comma 4, 9 comma 0. Provided your first thing in the ordered pair is greater than second thing in the ordered pair. Okay,
Yes,
now
sir,
identity.
understood.
Okay. So identity function means the element should be equal. So that is only for option A. In each ordered pair, element should be. Okay. So question number 5 to this doesn't need much theory, just we'll discuss only. Okay, question number 5. They gave f of 1 equal to 1 and they gave a formula for finding other things. F of n plus 1 is equal to 2 times f of n plus 1 for n belongs to natural numbers. If somebody wants f of 2, they have to write f of 1 plus 1. Use this formula, you'll get 2 into f of 1 plus 1. F of 1 is 1, I can substitute 2 into 1 plus 1, which is 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3, but I will not write 3, I'll leave it like this. If somebody wants f of 3, they can write f of 2 plus 1. According to this formula, f of n plus 1 is 2 times f of n plus 1. Like that, according to this will be 2 times f of 2 plus 1. But what is f of 2 I got? 2 plus 1 plus 1. When I split it, I'll get 2 square plus 2 plus 1. If I want f of 4, it is f of 3 plus 1. And according to this formula again, 2 times f of 3 plus 1. What is f of 3 here? 2 square plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. When I split it, it is 2 cube plus 2 square plus 2 plus 1. You can find a pattern here. F of 1 is only 1. F of 2 is 1 plus 2. F of 3 is 1 plus 2 plus 2 square. F of 4 is 1 plus 2 plus 2 square plus 2 cube. So we can easily guess in general f of n should be 1 plus 2 plus 2 square plus 2 cube, so on up to.
Sir, GP, sir.
Yeah, GP, 2 power n minus 1. When I got 4 here, the final thing is 2 cube. When I got 3 here, the final thing is 2 square. When I got 2, the final thing is 2 power 1. So when I got n, it should be 2 power n minus 1 last. This is a geometric progression with first term 1, common ratio 2, and I have a formula a into r power n minus 1 by r minus 1. First term is 2, common ratio is 2, number of terms is n. So finally it is 2 power n minus 1. See, as such, video not about anything about function definition, just that notation of f is there. That's okay. So they gave us a formula and they gave the initial value f of 1. With that, using this formula repeatedly, we are able to find f of 2, f of 3, f of 4. By looking at the pattern, we are able to tell this. Anybody, any doubt regarding this fifth one?
Sir,
Yes, please tell.
how f of 2 equal to 2 plus 1?
Here, f of 2 is f of 1 plus 1. That means how to find f of 1 plus 1 according to this formula, in the place of n, I have to write 1. That's how it became 2 into f of 1 plus 1. But f of 1 is given as 1. So I substituted f of 1 equal to 1. 2 into 1 is 2 plus 1, 3 I can write, but I did not write. I just left it as 2 plus 1. Similarly, f of 3 is f of 2 plus 1. Use this formula. Wherever n is there, write 2. You get 2 f of 2 plus 1. What is that f of 2 is 2 plus 1 I substituted here. Instead of writing 2
Yes,
into 3,
sir,
6
got it.
plus 1.
Yeah.
Anybody else has any doubt regarding this fifth one? Okay, then I will do seventh one next. Okay, seventh one, they gave f of x is equal to 2x plus mod x. Now they want f of 2x, f of minus x minus f of x. What is f of 2x means? Wherever x is there, right? 2x, 2 times 2x, mod 2x. Of course, this 2 I can take it out. It will be 4x plus 2 mod x. What is f of minus x means? Wherever x is there, right? Minus x. But mod minus x is same as mod x. So it is minus 2x plus mod x. Now they want f of 2x plus f of minus x minus f of x. Okay, so 4x plus 2 mod x. Next, minus 2x plus mod x minus f of x means minus 2x minus mod x. I just substituted f of 2x here, f of minus x here, minus of f of x here. Here 4x, here 2x, here 2x got cancelled. Here 2 mod x, single mod x and minus x. So this mod x and this minus mod x cancel. 4x minus 2x minus 2x cancelled. I'm left with only 2 mod x, nothing else. So the answer is 2 mod x. If x would have been positive, it is 2x. If x is negative, it is minus 2x. But in general, it is 2 mod x. Okay, so nothing so much about definition of the function as such. Just f of x definition is given, we are using that only. All right, anybody doubt about seventh one? Okay, so today I'm not saying you have to complete this homework. Up to 16 even numbers you can try. Okay, if you don't want to try, you want to try tomorrow after I discuss some more questions, not an issue. All right, because I am not told. So tomorrow I'll discuss the rest of these odd numbered questions here in mains material, and then I'll discuss about 1-1 and onto functions tomorrow, which is a very important topic. It comes regularly in JEE mains exam also and advanced, which we'll discuss that tomorrow. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.